Alright, draw an area model for each pair of fractions and use it to compare the two fractions by writing greater than, less than, or equal to on the line. The first two have been partially done for you. Each rectangle represents 1, just like what we were doing, correct?
Yes.
Alright, so they're looking at 1/2 and they're comparing it to 2/3. So 1/2 right here, they multiplied it by 3. Before they even did that, though, they forgot to do something. What should have they done when they cut it into halves? Devin G?
You should have shaded it.
Yeah, they should have shaded this in. All right, and then for the 2/3, they should have shaded in 2 of the thirds, right?
Yeah.
Because now we can easily see the 3/6 and the 4/6. So underneath 1/2, let's write 3/6 because that's what the equivalent fraction was. And underneath 2/3, let's write 4/6. Which one of those is bigger? David? Yeah. So we match, right? All right, let's scooch over to B. We have 4/5 and 3/4. So the first thing we need to do is what? Shade them in. So shade 4 of the 5ths in. 2, 3, 4. And then shade how many of the 4ths? 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, what do I do next? Someone walk me through my next step. Corvian? Corvian said I split my 4/5 horizontally into 4ths now. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Where did that 4 come from? Yep, the opposite denominator. Great job. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is our, how many pieces is our whole right now? 20 pieces, yeah? And how many are shaded in? 16. We did this exact problem earlier, didn't we?
Yes.
Yep. All right, so what do I do with this one? Someone tell me what to do. Devin G?
Divide it by side.
Yep, going vertically. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, how many of those little pieces do I have? How many of these little pieces do I have? 20. I love people that are just shouting the first thing that comes to their mind and they're not letting their brains think about it really quick. How many of those little pieces do I have shaded in? 15. So what number is greater, 16/20ths or 15/20ths? So which one is bigger, 4/5 or 3/4? 4/5. Great job. All right, let's scooch down to C. We have 3/5 and 4/7. Let's go ahead and do what first? What should we do first? I heard someone say it.
Draw our boxes.
Yeah, just go ahead and draw 2 boxes, right?
Yeah.
All right, now I'm going to cut my first one into how many pieces? 5. I'm going to make this one cut vertically. It doesn't matter as long as the other one's opposite. And I'll shade in how many of my 5ths? 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to cut my other one the opposite way, and I'm going to have how many pieces? 7. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to shade in 4 of those. All right, what's my next step? Brendan?
I'll split the 3/5 into 7.
Yep, I'm going to split it in 7. It's going the opposite way. 1, 2. So how many pieces do I have all together now? To find out, you just have to multiply those two numbers. What's 5 times 7?
35.
35. And And how many of my 35 are shaded in? Some hands going up. Garrett, what do you think? Garrett says 28. Do you guys agree or disagree? Garrett, where did you come up with 28 from?
41.
Where did you get 21 from? Okay, so he did 3 times 7. Do you guys agree with that?
Yes.
All right, so 5 times 7 is 35. So 3 times 7 is going to be 21. It's the same multiplication, it's going the opposite way, right? All right, so this one we need to cut into how many pieces?
12.
5, opposite. This we had it in 7, so now we need to cut it into fifths. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many pieces do we have all together? 35. And how many shaded in pieces do I have? 20. How did you get that so fast, Abby?
I counted.
She counted. Is there another way you could do it? That counting is fine. Jacob?
You just count how many boxes are shaded in, and then you minus that by 35.
Okay, so see how many aren't shaded in? There's another way I'm thinking of. Brendan?
You could count the part of the box where there's the side, and then multiply it by the one that's going that way. So it would be 5 times 4, which would be 20.
Yep, 5 times 4, which is 20. So you could count those all up, or you could just, you multiplied your 7 by 5, so you're going to multiply your 4 by 5. Use what's right in front of you. Don't make it harder than it has to be, right? So which one's bigger, 3 fifths or 4 sevenths? 3 fifths, because 21 is more than 20. All right, let's do this next one. 3 sevenths and 2 sixths. So go ahead and draw your boxes to start. And we are going to split it into, the first one into sevenths. Do you guys agree? And I'll shade in how many? 3. And then I'm going to split my other one into 6. And I will shade in how many of them? 2. All right, so I'm going to go back to my 3 sevenths. That's what I'm going to start with next. And I'm going to split it into how many pieces going across? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, what can I multiply to get my answer right away? 3 times 6 is what? 3. Listen to my question. Remember earlier how we talked, guys? Remember earlier how we talked about not just shouting the first thing that comes in our head and thinking about my question? 3 times 6. What is 3 times 6? 18. Where did I get 3 times 6? Abby? Yep. Yep. So we have 18. And then I'm going to take my denominator, so I'm going to do what? Abby? And 7 times 6 is what? 42. If that was confusing, you can keep counting. Totally fine. You can keep counting the ones that you have done. All right, so now we have our 6, and now we have to divide them into what? 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. And how many pieces do we have all together? 42, because 6 times 7 is 42. And how many are shaded in? How many pieces are shaded in everyone? 14. You either could have counted them or you could have multiplied 2 times 7, the other denominator. So which one is greater? 3 sevenths or 2 sixths? 3 sevenths. All right, flip your whole page over. And the directions for this one says, rename the fractions as needed using multiplication in order to compare each pair of fractions by writing greater than, less than, or equal to. All right, so that means we have to give these guys common denominators. Do you agree? Yeah, so what can I multiply 3/5 by to get a common denominator with 5/6? David? So we're doing just like we did on the page before, but we're not drawing the picture. 5 is already my denominator. So what do I need to look at? Aiden, what do I need to look at? Yeah, the opposite denominator. So we're going to multiply 3/5 by 6. And 3 times 6 is?
18.
And 5 times 6 is?
30.
30. All right, so now we're going to look at 5/6. And what will we multiply those two numbers by? So now we're looking at this fraction.
5.
Yes, the opposite denominator, which is 5. And hopefully we'll end up with 30ths and they'll match. What's 5 times 5?
45.
What's 6 times 5? Do we have common denominators now?
Yes.
Yeah, so now we can compare those two. Which one's bigger? 25 30ths, which is the same as 5/6. I heard a couple people go, oh, do I have some light bulbs that are turning on?
I was adding.
Okay.
10.
Let's do another one. If you don't have the light bulb yet, just wait for it. It's coming. All right, so 2/6. What am I going to multiply it by? I'm looking at this guy. So look at each fraction by itself. Remember, we always start with what they give us, right? And they give us everything we need for these problems. So what am I going to multiply it by, Matt? 8. And that's the opposite denominator. 2 times 8 is?
16.
6 times 8 is?
48.
All right, then we're going to look at 3/8. And I'm going to multiply that by what? 6. And I should end up with a denominator of what? 48. Let's see if I do. What's 3 times 6?
18.
8 times 6.
48.
Can we compare those guys now?
Yes.
Yes. Which one is bigger?
3.
3/8. You got it. What, bud? Light bulb. Good. I see it up here. I see it shining. All right, we are going to do one more together, and then we will go down to the next ones. Okay. 7/5 and 10/8. So we'll start with what they give us, which is 7/5. And I'm going to multiply it by what? Max? 8. Where did you get the 8 from? The other denominator. Great job. 7 times 8 is?
56.
5 times 8? 40. All right, so then we're going to switch to what else do they give us? The other fraction, which is 10/8. And what will we multiply 10/8 by? 5, the opposite denominator. And we should get a new denominator of what?
50.
Not 50,
40.
40. 10 times 5 is 50. So our numerator is 50, and our denominator is 40. So which one is bigger? 7/5. You got it. All right, so for number 3, you guys get to do, you're doing the same thing, but you can either use, it says use any method. So you can draw an area model or multiply. Okay? Either way is okay with me. Oh, and then the bottom, it says compare 2 ways you've learned to compare fractions. What 2 ways have we learned? Area model is one way, and the other way is multiplication. So you just have to explain how you do that for that one. Pretty easy. For homework tonight, you need to finish this page, and you also need to do your homework. We don't have math tomorrow, so you have
2 days.
You have 2 days. It's due Thursday. Okay? So finish this and do these two. Hey, fourth graders, give me a tea really quick. I want to make sure you're still with me. I have a couple voices still on. If I were you, I would do it tonight while it's fresh in your brain. If you wait another night to do it, you might want to watch the video that I post in case you forget.